going to record this one. Is that okay with you guys? Maybe if it turns out all right, put it in the membership. You'll be famous. Take mountain pose at the top of your yoga mat. So look down at your feet and spread your toes apart a little bit. Rock forward and back on your feet. Maybe a little bit side to side. And squeeze your thighs. Hug the muscles to the bones. And drop your tailbone a little bit heavy between your legs. And zip your belly, engage your abdominal wall. Take a shoulder roll. Roll your shoulders forward and up, back and down. Open into your chest. Your arms are long from your shoulders to your elbows, and from your elbows to your wrists, and from the roots of your fingers to the tips of your fingers. Your arms are hanging heavy. But the neck is giraffing out of the shoulder girdle. The chin is tucked in just a little bit. And you are now in perfect postural alignment. Recall your intention or what you're going to practice. Hi, Robin. Good. Now I know that it's not my Zoom. And then we're going to take a deep breath in, bring the arms out to the side, up overhead, palms connect at the top. And then exhale, fold forward, touch the ground. Feel your hamstrings. See if you can put a little micro bend in your knees here. It's the first forward fold of this class. There's going to be a lot more of these. So how's your hamstrings feel? How's your back feel? Are you okay? Is there anything that you need to keep aware of during this practice so you can take care of yourself? And now pull your chest out, weight on the toes. You can slide your hands up your shin bones if you like, or just come up on your fingertips. The back is really long as extension of your spine. And then exhale, fold back down, drop your head like a rock, tuck your chin in, come in really deeply into Uttanasana. And then we're going to root to rise, anchor into the feet, roll your arms out to the side, up overhead, palms connect at the top. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Let's do that again. One breath, one movement. Inhale, arms out to the side, up overhead. You can lean back if you like. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, touch the ground. Good. Inhale, pull your chest out, weight on the toes, fill your lungs. Exhale, dip back in, empty your lungs, tuck your chin into your throat, really stretch the back of your neck. Anchor into your feet, soften your knees, root to rise, come rolling all the way up with your inhale. It ends at the top, and then exhale down to your heart. One more of those. Circle the arms out to the side, up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, weight on the toes. Exhale, fold back in. Stay down low this time. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Just take a moment to get your alignment, that your shoulders, your hips, and your heels are in a straight line. Your hands are under your shoulders. Your elbows are slightly unlocked so you can engage into your arms and shoulders. You're squeezing your thighs. The heels are pulling back toward the wall behind you. The belly's drawn in and up, and you're even trying to kind of bubble up into that low back just to make sure that you're not swaying into this, which is a common pitfall of plank. But you guys look amazing. Good. And now as slow as you can go, lower all the way down to your belly, all the way down to your belly, and release the tops of your feet. Leave your hands where they are. Press down into your hands and peel your chest up just a little bit up off the floor and feel into your back. Exhale, chin to the mat. Do that 4 more times. Inhale, come up. And when you exhale, come back down. What are you practicing tonight? Inhale, come up again. Exhale, come down. Do it one more. Do it again. And make this the last time. Come up and hold this time. And curl your toes under. Lift your hips skyward. Make yourself into a downward facing dog shape. Push the floor away with the arms, pedal the feet. It's your first dog of the day. You can sway your hips. How do your hamstrings feel? How does your back feel? Do you feel strong today? Do you feel like your arms are holding you without much trouble? Let's just play a little bit with this. Pull forward into your plank again. You might have to move your hands forward a little bit. So find plank. And then go back into your dog. And then forward into plank. And we're going to just flow from plank to dog. So when you push back into your dog, that's your exhale. And then your inhale is moving forward into plank. It could be a sloppy plank. And then back into your dog, it could be a sloppy dog. And forward into plank. Once you get into your plank this time, though, now lower down again. Lower all the way down to the mat. Release the tops of the feet and then push into the arms and lift your chest up as high as it will go. Press into the tops of the feet into the toenails and see if you can lift your knees up off the floor. This would make it from cobra into up dog. If you can't, that's fine. No big deal. And then curl over the toes and lift your hips high into downward facing dog. Good. Right leg to the sky. Inhale. Right foot top of the mat, deep as it'll go. The back heel spins flat and then just come up. Don't worry about your arms at first. Just get the base right, the knee over the ankle. Fix your shirt, fix your hair, fix your boobs. get your shit together on your mat, right? And then add your arms and see what the expression of Warrior One feels like in your body today. So every time you come to class, you do the same basic postures all the time, but every time you do them, they feel a little bit different. See if you can bring your elbows behind your ears a little bit, and then pull your head behind your elbows, and then do it again. Elbows behind your ears, ears behind your elbows. See if you can stare up at the ceiling, and then dip into the front knee just a little bit deeper. Oh yeah. And then make sure you're not crunching into your low back when you're doing this, because that wouldn't be nice. Lift up from your rib cage all the way up high. Yeah. Now take a deep breath in and hold it. And as you exhale, come through a vinyasa, high push-up, plank, and then low push-up. Do you have a chaturanga in you today? You can do that. And then upward dog or cobra, you decide. And then downward facing dog, breathe. So your hips slope up and your thighs engage and pull back and your heels drop down. So you want to really make this inverted triangle really strong. You really want to get into the geometry of it. Good. And now left leg to the sky. Inhale, left foot top of the mat. We're going to do that same thing again. Set it up for Warrior One. Don't bother with your arms at first. Make sure your foundation is architecturally precise. Make sure you're not gripping the mat with your toes. Good. No vulture toes today. And then when you feel like you're really solid down low, then add the arms. Here we go. Bend into the front knee a little bit deeper. See if you can lift your arms up a little bit higher and pull them back a little bit. You might want to try to micro bend your elbows here and open your chest. If that feels good, I like that one. And then straighten your elbows high and then take the vinyasa, hands to the mat. High push up to low, upward facing, and then downward facing dog. Breathe. So what are you going to practice today? Patience, self-acceptance, discipline. It's nice ujjayi breath in here tonight. Nice. Okay, one more big breath, stretch it back. And then walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in and just dangle for a moment. So, we should be starting to get a little bit more flexible in those hamstrings. Shake your head no. Make sure you're not squinching your face. Unlock your molars. Wiggle your bottom jaw around a little bit. You can Prune up your face a little bit. Break up any tension patterns on the face. Good. And then press down firmly into your feet. Give your knees a little bend, and then you rebound all the way up to standing. Come on up, out, arms out to the side, up overhead. Palms connect, and then hands come to your heart. Good. Recommit to your practice as we come into kind of a Surya B variation. So we're going to bend the knees and squat. Yay. So find your, look it down at your feet and pull your knees back so you can see your toes, and go down a little bit lower than you're happy with. And then come up to the point where you hardly feel your quads at all. And then find the middle spot between that, not too deep and not too shallow, just right. You got it? You can see your toes, right? So your butt is really back. And then bring the arms up alongside the ears and look toward your fingers and reach. And then maybe sit down a little bit lower, draw your navel in, support your low back with your abdominal wall. Reconnect with that nice, smooth Ujjayi breath. And then fold forward, touch the ground. Oh, get out of there. Inhale, halfway lift, weight on the toes. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank and lower down with muscle. Feel into your arms. Feel strong today. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Right leg to the sky. Inhale. Right foot top of the mat, deep as it'll go. Back heel spins. And then you're up in warrior one. Yeah. And then just take a moment in warrior one to refine your base, because we're going to float right into warrior two from here. So spread your arms out wide, face the left side of your space, check your back arm. So make sure it's at the same level as your front arm. And then gaze out over your front hand, but take all your attention to your back arm. So your eyes are looking forward, but your attention is more toward your back arm. Wiggle your fingers, your back fingers, and then make a fist with your back hand. And then splay your back hand out like, yeah, and then a fist and splay out. It's like your back arm, you're driving a car and your back arm is a blinker, is your blinker, you're going to turn. So keep going back and forth and back and forth. So, but be gazing out. So it's just like driving, right? You're signaling, but you're gazing out the windshield, right? Good. Now, turn your blinker off, reach out strongly through both arms. And then see if you can divide your attention between your back arm and your front arm evenly. So there's going to be this little mental switch. So you're dividing your attention, and you really can't do it, but you can. Reach out through the shoulders and the elbows, the wrists, the fingers. Yeah, is that front quad on fire? Flip your top palm up and lean back. Lean back. Keep your front knee bent, though. Don't take it with you, just for right now. But now, start to straighten the front knee. And now that hand's going to come down your leg a little bit, and you might feel a little out of balance here. And it's kind of weird, but you're going to get this big, big stretch on your rib tissue on this side if that leg is straight. So keep leaning back, but rebend the front knee back to its original position. And now straighten it again, nice and slow, and feel the stretch grow up the hip flexor, the waist, the ribs, up into your armpit. And then come back into the bent knee version, right? All right, we're going to come back through warrior two. And then bend the front elbow, place the forearm on the thigh, bring the back arm up and over your ear. Okay, so the stretch grows from the pinky toe all the way up the leg, into the hip, into the waist, into the rib cage, and then out through the arm and the fingers. So you're going to stretch that line. That's the line we're looking to stretch. Pinky toe to pinky finger. Nice. Now see if you can reach with both arms. Yeah. So when you have to reach with both arms, you put your abdominal wall on line. See if you can take your bottom arm and reach it out a little bit more longer than your top arm. What? Yeah, that. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Good. Back to warrior two. Straighten your bent knee. Bring your back arm over the head to meet the forward arm, both hands to the floor, and take the vinyasa high push up. And then low push up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Good. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Left foot top of the mat, deep as it'll go. Back heel spins flat. And then you're going to set up for warrior one. The front knee bends so that you really feel it in the quad. You're trying to make this right angle. The elbows are, you're going to frame your head with your elbows, right? Bring your elbows behind your ears a little bit. Yeah. And then bring your ears behind your elbows. And then your elbows behind your ears and look up. Yeah, there it is. And then look forward and come into warrior two, facing the right side of your space. And once again, put your blinker on your back arm. So even though you're looking out over your front arm, all of your attention, or most of it, is going to be on that back arm, the back arm. Isn't it weird how you can divide your attention? So it looks like if somebody's looking at you, they'd think that you're looking out over your front arm, but really, keep going with that. Yeah, shoulders down, good. But you're not. Your mind is elsewhere. All right, turn the blinkers off. Turn the top palm up and lean back. So you want that front knee, don't take it with you. Keep it tending out over the foot. You can look down at your back foot if you like here, depending on how your neck feels, or up at your top palm. Now start to straighten the front knee. So maybe you can't even get it straight, or else you'll be really out of balance. And then bend into it. There you go. And straighten it. And bend it. And one more time, straighten it. And bend it. Good. Stay bent there. Bring yourself back to warrior two, and then bend your elbow, place it on your thigh, and then we're coming into lateral angle. Grow that nice line of stretch from the pinky toe to the pinky finger. And then if you're really feeling strong today, or you want to practice discipline, you might reach with both arms. Reach with both arms. And reach a little bit more strongly with the bottom one. And then inhale all the way back up to warrior two. Back arm over the head to meet the forward arm. Take the vinyasa high push up. And low. Upward dog. And downward dog. And so everybody has their block on the right side of the top of their mat. Good. Okay, so let's try this. Right leg to the sky, inhale. And right foot top of the mat, deep as it'll go. But just stay down low. Stay down low. Stay. So you're in a high lunge. Kick your back heel up. Yeah, come right up on your toe. You slosh your hips from side to side a little bit in this. And then maybe bend and straighten that front knee. Pulse down a little bit, stretch into the hip flexor. Try to keep the back leg nice and straight and strong as you do this little moment of hip exploration. Okay, come back to the regular high lunge and take your right hand to the floor, like right alongside or a little in front of your right foot, and kick your back leg up. Keep both hands on the floor though. Keep both and just transfer all your weight onto your front foot. Good. So the block is there. We're going to build into the balancing Ardha Chandrasana. And the block is there because it can be helpful to bring the floor up with the block. So you can have your hand on the floor for this, or you can have your hand on a block. And you'll see when you get a little farther into the situation. Okay, so the both hands are on the floor. Now take your left hand to your left hip. So now only one hand is on the floor. And see if you can turn your torso a little bit open to the left side of your space. So you're going to take that left hip and kind of try to stack it over the right hip. Good. And then when you feel ready, then you can extend your left arm up to the ceiling. Keep a soft bend in the standing leg. If you lock it out, it's kind of like cheating. If you want to use your block under your hand, that can be a real help here. If you fall out of this pose, it's no big deal. You're going to fall out of balancing poses, right? So you have to, what do they say, you have to accept your limitations. If you want to play around with this, you can reach up really strongly with your top arm to the point where your bottom hand kind of comes off the floor or the block. So it's just like, look, mom, no hands. I'm just standing on one leg and I'm coming into this kind of shape. All right, look down at the floor and bring both hands to the floor. Square your hips forward on your mat. You might need to shift your heel a little bit and lift your back leg. Keep your back leg up and lift it up. And as you lift it up higher, drop your head closer to your standing leg. It's kind of standing splits. If you're feeling frisky today, you can grab your right ankle with your right hand. You could try. And maybe if you're feeling super brave, you can grab it with your left hand too. So maybe just for a nanosecond, see what you can do about just balancing with no hands. All right. Good. Having enough fun now? Good. So now bring both feet to the mat. Bring that left foot to, and then just sink into Uttanasana. Sink into that forward fold and let yourself be happy. Keep your knees nice and soft. You can grab your big toes if you like. Angle your elbows out to the side. Coax a little bit more elasticity into those hammies. And then release whatever you have grabbed. Halfway lift, pull your chest out, lengthen your spine. Exhale, dip back in, and then rebound all the way up to standing, arms out to the side, up overhead, palms connect. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Just pause, take a moment. What are you practicing? And then open your eyes, circle your arms out to the side, up overhead. Lean back if you like. Exhale, fold forward, touch the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, and take the vinyasa high push-up to low, upward facing, and then downward facing dog. So left leg to the sky, and then step your left foot between your hands and stay down into your high lunge. Keep your back heel lifted and slosh into your hips a little bit. And bend and straighten your front knee a little bit. And just get yourself all, get your hips, because we're coming into that balance on the other side, right? So you know what's coming, and you need to get your hips feeling like they can do that. All right, let's kick the back leg up and transfer all the weight onto the front leg, keeping both hands down at first. And then when you're settled there, you can take your right hand to your right hip and open your torso up a little bit. So in the ideal world, of course, you would be totally turned. Your torso would be turned all the way over. Your belly button would be pointing toward the wall you're facing. But that's not the real world. We don't live there. But that's what you're going for in this. And then you can take your arm up to the ceiling when you're ready. And then maybe look mom, no hands. And see if you can like refine this shape, make the shape into something that you feel groovy in. It's like, oh, this is fun. Little kids like to take shape. Can you do this? Can you do this? I always think of that. Yeah, can you do this? But can you do that? All right. I didn't have you grab your ankle, did I? Oh, that's coming. All right, both hands back to the floor now, and align your hips with the front of your mat, and drop your head toward your standing shin bone, and lift your back leg up a little bit higher if you desire. And then you might want to try to grab your ankle with one hand. And if you're feeling brave, you can try to grab it with both hands. And now return both feet to the floor. Soften your knees a little bit, dangle, stretch out those legs. That should feel good. You can pull on your toes. You can step on your hands, whatever you like to do in Uttanasana. And then release, halfway lift, and fold back in. Root to rise, anchor into your feet, and come all the way up. And palms connect, and hands come to your heart. Let's play with balance a little bit more, but standing. If you want to stand off of your mat, if you feel a little bit more sturdy, if you want to come to a wall, you can do that too. I don't think you need to. So we're going to dump all the weight into your left leg and come up on your right big toes. And then lift your knee up and your arms up, so that, and your wrists are soft. It's like a Tai Chi move. So set your eyes to one focal point, marry it, stay faithful to it, and then fly. Take the knee and bring it back, and your arms come back too. And you're going to change your center of gravity, right? So now your chest is pulled forward. This is kind of a version of Warrior 3. So you're really reaching back through that back arm. You're seeing how low you can dip your chest down. If you fall out, just rebuild. And then staying right there, but just moving the arms forward like you're Superman. And once again, see if you can get your head to nestle between your elbows, and look straight down, lift the back leg up. And then both hands come to the floor, but keep that back leg lifted. So you're back into your standing splits. And then return your foot to the floor and explore Uttanasana, the standing forward fold. And then root to rise, roll all the way up to standing. Palms connects overhead. And then hands to your heart. Just take a moment. Open your eyes, click your eyes on into your drishti. So it could be a knot on the floor, could be a cushion, somebody's strap, and then dump all of your weight into your right leg, lift your left toe. And then knee up, arms up. Yeah, you're staring at your thing. Notice what your arch of your foot is doing, your ankle. So good for your feet to give them this little bit of attention and love. Yeah, good try, Mare. And then arms back and knee back, and you're going to fly and see what this feels like. So there's that Travis Elliott thing where he thinks that this is like an airplane. So your head is the cockpit and your back leg is the tail and your arms are the wings. And you're feeling all this turbulence, right? But the pilot inside your mind has everything under control. There's nothing to worry about, right? Yeah, arms out in front. I come into Superman. Crash. So if you can't laugh at yourself, you are doomed. You are doomed. And then both hands to the floor and lift your left leg up as high as it'll go and drop your head down as low as it'll go. Yeah, if you can't laugh at yourself, that's what you could practice, right? It's like, I'm going to practice laughing at myself today. All right, both feet to the floor and enjoy the release into the standing forward fold. Oh, so good. So from your standing forward fold, start to bend your knees a little deeper and sit down as if you're sitting down into Utkatasana, into the squat, into chair pose. And you're going to really drop your butt down really low and then put your hands on the floor. Right, put your hand and your butt's down really low, and then bring your hands behind you or off to the side, and then keep dropping your butt until it reaches the floor. In other words, sit down. Good. Extend your legs out in front, give them a little bounce. Ah, good. Standing postures are over. Let's just do a brief leg cradle just to open up the hips. So you're going to take your right foot into the crook of your left arm and wrap your arms around and rock your leg like a baby. And pull your shin bone in toward your chest a little bit and really stretch up the back of your leg. Flex that right foot though. You know why you flex your foot in these? It stabilizes your knee joint. So that's a good thing. Okay. And then we're going to just put the leg down, put your foot down on your thigh, but clear your foot, just your ankle above your knee. Good. And then take one hand to your ankle and the other hand to your knee. Flex your left foot, point your toes up, and then begin to lean out over that left leg. Hinge out. So now it's a massive stretch in the left hammy. And then if you're hinged out, come all the way back up. And now we're going to take this foot and put it on the floor flat, right next to the left leg, and like make a little gap between the inside of your left leg and your big toe. And then take your right arm and put your elbow right in the gap between your foot and your leg. So try to get your elbow on the floor. You're not going to be able to, but you're going to try. And as you're doing this, pull your shoulder past your leg and then reach out and grab your left foot. Mm-hmm. So what you're really wanting to do here is to keep that right knee pointing straight up. The big toe mound of the right foot is pressing down into the mat, right? So you're not splaying out if you can avoid it. You're really hugging the knee into the shoulder, and then you're pulling the shoulder past the knee. Does that make sense? Now, cross your wrists. Put your left wrist on the pinky toe side of your foot, or your right wrist, and then the left hand on the big toe. So you're making a crisscross and then bend your elbows and keep pulling the shoulder past the shin bone. So we really want some openness into that shoulder blade area, into the traps. And now you can stay right here, but if you can make the bind, this is Marichiyasana, you can take your, what would it be for you? Am I mirroring you? Yes, I am. So you're going to take your right hand and wrap it around your right shin, and then take your left hand and see if you can grab grab your hands behind your back. If that's not possible, don't worry about it. Just come back to this. And then in time and then with practice, you might get open enough to make the bind. So people, put the overemphasis on being able to make these binds. It's not a big deal. It just, you make it because you can have a little bit more openness if you can get it. All right, release the bind if you have it, and then crawl your hands back up your leg. Bringing both legs out in front, give them a little bounce. And then we're going to cradle this left leg. We have twins, right? The babies. I give them a little, and feel that shin, and then feel the hip. Flex your foot. Try to pull your shin bone closer to your chest, and then lift the crown of your head up and pull your chest toward your shin bone. Oh, that's a good stretch, right? This is a good stretch if you're a hiker, because you get really tight in this area as you climb mountains. And then we're going to gently put this baby down and put it down like that. One hand on your knee, one hand on your ankle, and you're going to hinge out a little bit. So now the right big toes are pointing straight up to the ceiling. You're really activating through the right leg and pulling the chest out. You don't want to drop your head here, though. Kind of aim your chin to your big toe. And then come all the way back up if you're hinged out. Now we're going to take that foot and put it on the floor with a little gap. The left elbow comes down. Try to get it down. And then you're going to pull your knee into your shoulder. And really press down into the big toe mound of that left foot. And then reach out for your foot, your right foot. So physiologically, what we're trying to do here is open up space in the shoulder blade area, in between the shoulder blades, in the upper back. Cross your wrists here, and then bend your elbows. And that'll give you a little bit more, because you can leverage through your arms to get deeper. Keep pressing that big toe mound down. Keep pulling that left knee closer to your shoulder. And then if you want to do the bind, if you want to try it, sometimes you can do it on one side and you can't do it on the other. So give it a whirl. Your strap is there. If you really want to play around with the feeling of the bind, you can grab your strap with your hands and hold on to a strap where if there's especially if there's only a little tiny gap between your hands, the strap can be really satisfying. Good. You got it? You got it? Good. You got it. So what are you practicing? What are you practicing now? And then start to release your foot if you have it, release the bind, and walk yourself out of this pose. Extend your legs out in front, give them a little bounce, and roll onto your back, please. And hug your knees into your chest. Close your eyes, massage your low back. And then hug your right knee into your chest. We're going to set up for a knee down twist. And then your right arm comes out to the side. And then invite that right knee all the way over to the left side of your space and just give yourself the sweetest low back release. You know, sometimes I say I get really particular about that right shoulder and keeping it glued to the mat. Not today, not today. If you want to roll yourself deeper into this, let the shoulder migrate up a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. You deserve it. But soften the bottoms of your feet and wiggle your toes a little bit. And let that top leg feel really, really heavy. And imagine you can breathe through your low back. And then inhale the knee back to the middle. Align yourself evenly on your mat. Maybe squeeze both knees into the chest. And then hang on to the left knee. Extend the right one long. And then when you're ready, guide yourself over for that twist. Feet are soft, ankles soft. And then inhale the knee back to the middle. And when you get there, just hug and squeeze both knees back into the chest. Lift your head to your knees, squeeze yourself into a little ball. Squeeze out any residual tension that may have developed in your practice. And then release into relaxation, into Shavasana. If you want to put your socks on or a hoodie. So Ryan Holiday, who wrote the Daily Stoic, he has a new book out called "Discipline is Destiny." But anyway, the Daily Stoic is really nice. And today's, I'm going to read you the October 17th entry. So he starts with a quote from Seneca. A benefit should be kept like a buried treasure, only to be in necessity. Nature bids us to do well by all. Whatever there is, wherever there is a human being, we have an opportunity for kindness. The first person you meet today, passing acquaintance or friend, no matter the context, positive or negative, is an opportunity for kindness. Or as different translators have taken this line from Seneca to mean, it is an opportunity for benefit for both of you. You can seek to understand where they are coming from. You can seek to understand who they are, what they need, and what forces or impulses might be acting on them. And you can treat them well and be better off for it. The same is true with the second person you encounter and the third. Of course, there's no guarantee that they will return the favor, but that's not our concern. As always, we're going to focus on what we control. In this case, the ability to choose to respond with kindness. Begin to deepen your breath now. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Reconnect with your body. Stretch out a little bit. Squirm. And then when you feel ready, transition to your favorite side. Take your time. Notice the quality of the light. Notice sounds. Notice your body lying on the floor. Notice how you feel. Has there been any shifts? How's your mood? Slowly begin to make your way back to a seated position. Find a way of sitting that feels comfortable, yet also somewhat dignified. So you want to roll those shoulders back and lift the crown up. And start to take some really deep breaths way down into the deepest part of your lungs. The next time you breathe in, though, hold your breath. Hold it inside. Feel the sensations of pulsing. Now open your mouth and release the air. Bring the palms of the hands to touch. Thumbs to the forehead. Thumbs to the lips. And then thumbs to the heart. Let your head bow. What do you feel grateful for in this moment? Bow to that. And then slowly lift the gaze. Namaste. Namaste, Jim. Namaste. Not Miriam. Mary. Pam. Brett. Yeah, Darlene. Hey, Robin, you're the only one here tonight. Namaste. Thanks for coming.
Hey, I think home viewers want to do the gentle, that we're lazier.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Well,
thanks.
You're welcome. See you later.